Can we all have really good memories? Moonwalking with Einstein, The Art and Science of Remembering Everything by Joshua Foer is a book about how memory works. The writer, who first was a news writer, jumps into the world of special memory methods and contests, showing us what our memories can do. Foer teaches about the memory palace, a way to remember things by connecting them to clear pictures and places in our minds. The book tells us that, against what many think, great memory isn't born but can be made. More than just ideas, it's a story that shows memory's big role in who we are, how we learn, and how we see the world around us. In this book, Joshua Foer goes really deep into how memory works, looking at its many jobs and endless possibilities, and showing how it can change how we learn, understand, and see the world. Joshua Foer, at first a news writer at the US Memory Championship, found himself suddenly in the world of memory contests. He was drawn to the amazing skills of memory champions and started learning special memory methods, finally using them to win the US Memory Championship and changing his views on memory and what it can do. Joshua Foer talked to people who could remember incredible amounts of things, using old methods like the memory palace. He became very interested, and decided to try these techniques, training hard. Foer's hard work ended with him winning surprisingly at the US Memory Championship, showing how flexible and powerful the human mind can be. The memory palace method, or the method of loci, is the main idea in Joshua Foer's study of memory. This old method lets people connect what they need to remember with different places or things in an imaginary space or path, helping them remember better by thinking through the space. It's a main trick memory champions use to learn a lot of complex information. Memory champions use the memory palace method by connecting information with places in an imaginary space. By putting each bit of information at a certain point in this space, they make a mental path, letting them remember many complex things by thinking through the space and reviewing each bit of connected information. Joshua Foer talks about how he successfully used the memory palace method when joining the US Memory Championship. Foer carefully made a memory palace, putting bright, strange pictures at certain places in this imaginary space to stand for the information he needed to remember. For instance, to remember a deck of cards, each card is turned into a special, lively picture, put along a known path in his memory palace. By thinking through his palace and remembering the pictures, he can remember the card's order. His careful use of this old method helps him join and surprisingly win the championship, showing how well the memory palace method works when used correctly. Studying memory is about learning how the brain changes information so it can be kept and brought back when needed. It's like turning what we see and hear into something we can remember, keeping it safe in the brain, and then being able to think of it again. Joshua Foer talks a lot about this in his book. The hippocampus is an important part of the brain for making and thinking of memories. It's like a big processing center, turning what we know now into what we can remember later, and it helps us know where we are in space. If it gets hurt, it can make it really hard for someone to make new memories. Thinking about memory and the brain is like thinking about a library, and how it keeps track of books. In a library, books, or information, are kept on shelves and listed so that we can find them again when we want to. In the same way, the brain keeps memories, or information, and has a smart way to change, keep, and think of them when needed. The hippocampus is like the library's system, a main part in changing and thinking of memories, letting us get to what we remember clearly and quickly when we want to. Like a well-kept library, the way our brain keeps memories can be learned and improved for the best use. Neuroplasticity is about the brain's awesome power to change and adjust, making new links between brain cells throughout life. This change lets us learn and get better from brain damage. Joshua Foer's book stresses how using this ability to change can make our memory better, as the brain's ability to adjust lets us make and strengthen the parts of the brain linked to memory, helping us remember better. Knowing how the brain can change shows us that we can better remember things. It means our brain powers aren't set in stone and can improve with practice and learning. Ideas from this book show how doing special memory exercises and brain games can use this ability to change, making our memory skills better and letting us have control over remembering things. Thinking about neuroplasticity is like thinking about changing the shape of clay. Like clay can be shaped into different forms, the brain can change itself by making new links between brain cells throughout life. This ability to change lets the brain compensate for damage and adjust to new things, learning, and changes around us. Long ago, ancient people, like the Greeks, thought memory was very important and created special ways to improve it, like the loci method. They saw memory as a strong way to keep knowledge safe, especially when they told stories out loud. This book looks back at these old ways, showing they still matter and work, and explaining how these everlasting methods can improve our modern memory. Before people could write, remembering things was the main way to keep knowledge, culture, and history alive by telling stories. People would remember and share stories, rules, and wise words from generation to generation. The ancient Greeks used memory methods like the method of loci when they spoke in public. A Greek poet, Simonides, is said to have created this method by remembering guests at a dinner party by where they sat after the building fell down. This way let Greeks speak long speeches from memory, showing the strength of linking places to remembering. This book tells us about the value of these old ways and highlights how relying on memory in the past helped shape societies and shared the wisdom of the community. In the past, old cultures really counted on having a good memory, using clever ways to remember things. But now, we rely more on things like phones and computers to remember for us, which might make our natural ability to remember less strong. This book sheds light on this change, asking if depending on gadgets affects our thinking skills and how we connect to all the knowledge and experiences people have had. This move to using things to remember for us has big effects. It makes us wonder if we're losing our personal and shared memories and the chance of having deep, well-understood knowledge. This book makes us consider whether how we deal with memory now is weakening our minds, changing how we see the past, and affecting the richness of our shared stories. This book gives helpful tips like using the memory palace method to remember better by linking information to clear, picture-like memories. It says that focusing, purposeful exercises and challenges can improve our memory. These methods, made for everyone, show that getting a better memory is possible through steady, aware effort. Memory is key in our daily life, in learning, and growing as a person. It forms our experiences, how we see things, and how we connect with the world. A better memory makes learning easier, helps us pick up new skills, and makes us grow as individuals. This book shows how improving memory can really change our lives, making us understand and experience more. In this book, Foer shares fascinating stories of people who've really used their memory, showing what the human mind can do. He talks about Ed Cook, a memory expert who taught Foer. Cook's amazing memory isn't just for showing off, it changes how he sees and lives in the world. He sees life with more detail and depth, showing how good memory can make life more colorful. Foer also tells about EP, a man who can't make new memories because of sickness. Comparing EP's stuck present to the rich lives of memory experts like Cook shows how important memory is in making our personal stories and who we are. Foer meets many mind athletes, each with their special way of boosting memory. Their lives show all the amazing things the human mind can do. These stories inspire and remind us of the hidden powers we all have inside, ready to be found and used. These moving stories tell a deep truth: memory isn't just something the brain does, it makes us who we are, shaping how we see, live, and connect with the world. By getting better at it, we can see, learn, and experience the world in new and amazing ways, making our lives richer than we thought possible. Getting good at memory can cause big positive changes in our personal and work lives. It improves learning, choosing, and doing things, leading to new ideas and deeper knowledge. This book shows that better memory leads to richer lives and deeper understanding, changing how we see problems and chances and improving our lives and work. In this book, Foer's adventure teaches us how learning about memory can really change our lives. His stories show that understanding memory can help us see, learn, and live better, giving us deep insights and a fuller, more aware life. Memory is a core part of who we are, forming our experiences, how we see things, and what we learn. It holds all our life's stories, shaping our beliefs and what we know. This book explains how memory lets us learn and grow, linking our past and present and guiding our future steps thoughtfully. Awesome! By watching this video, you've earned an additional 8 minutes of knowledge towards a better life. Keep up the great work. Kiwi Echo, lifelong learning. Please subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and share your feedback in the comment zone.